What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bravely Second. This episode was supposed to be us going through Grop Keep, I think it was, to go see Ominous Crow and deliver food to him. But, for some reason my recorder didn't record the, gameplay. Like, it recorded the audio just fine, but not the gameplay. Stock for sale by owner. That's actually kind of funny. What a curious place. It looks so intimidating on the outside, but it's also so sad, as if some great dream ended here. It's true that Stoke 4 is all that's left of some men's dreams. That place was once the headquarters of a faction called the Sword Bears. You know, this country was embroiled in civil war until a few years ago. Yes, a long war of two opposing factions, the Shield Bearers and Sword Bearers, which pitted brother against brother. Commander Goodman was the leader of the Shield Bearers, wasn't he? He was. The two factions were meant to complement one another. One protected Crystal, the other attacked the enemy. As time went on, the Shield Bearers came to assume political power, which didn't sit well with the Sword Bearers. The leader of the Sword Bearers tried to ally with the Duchy, which was working to spread anti-crystalism to other lands. Then they began a bloody coup without listening to the Duchy's efforts to dissuade them. Wait. You mean to tell me they sided with the Duchy, and then did a coup against the Shield Bearers, despite the Duchy telling them don't do that? The Duchy wouldn't abandon the Sword Bearers in the hour of need, so they dispatched the finest Black Blades, led by none other than Swordmaster Kami-Izumi. Like, why would anyone consider this place prime real estate? Good question. Okay, so let's explore. Oh, good, more ether. We need those desperately. As much ether as we can get, considering how much magic we use. Another bomb fragment. Okay. So far, so good, you know. Okay, what's up here? The way forward. Dead end. Who knows? Oh, okay, more fish stuff. Okay. I'll be honest, I didn't care for that Catmancer stuff. Oh, this was it. Oh yeah, right. This was, this is where the, this is where that one poison guy who was like, yeah, I will test the poison against our own soldiers. You know, against anyone, really. I just want to spread as much death and disease as possible. Even his own comments like, dude, that's fucked up. Okay. Oh, I think I remember the place having confusing layout. There's something down here? Nope, okay. Money. Excellent. We always need money. Okay. Let there be something there. Another Phoenix down. Good, we need those. Dude, I did buy some, right? Okay. So we don't need a lot right now, but we always need those. Okay. An explosion, we definitely need those. Yep. This is the confusing layout. There's a special chest. Which again, hopefully we don't wait till the end of the game to get the key. More money. Appreciate it. Who's just leaving money in chests? I mean, this place is supposed to be abandoned, right? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't question a good thing. Oh, okay. I just clicked A. I was like, oh, there's gotta be something here. Okay. Yep. A lot of stairs. A lot of stairs. How do we get to that? That chest. No. I don't know. Oh, I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Mushroom, okay. So this one was a dead end. Alright. I feel like this one's gonna be the way forward. Staff of Life. Is that good for Magnolia? Not really, no. Ability increase her... Well, I guess increasing her magical power doesn't really matter. Because she doesn't attack, she's more support based, but... Still. Oh, hey, this was the way forward, excellent. Okay, so let's see who we gotta fight up here. I forget why we even needed to come here. Oh yeah, that's right. It's like a murder hostage situation or something, right? Murder mystery.
Idia, you're late.
I'm sorry, sir. We were just... Wait. Why am I in trouble?
Miss Idia, forgive me. I did not realize that you were acquainted with my dear Uncle Heinkel and Aunt Kikyo.
Don't worry about it. Just don't tell me about any more of your relatives.
Now then, allow me to bring you up to speed. The victim was one Lord Earl Gulliver, famous around these parts for his considerable wealth. Real well known. He was alone in this room when he was stabbed in the back by an unknown assailant. He appears to have died on the spot. These three here claim to have discovered the body simultaneously. First, we have Lord Gulliver's wife, Madame Golddigger. Next, the current landowner of Starkfort, Mr. Land Lesser.
These names.
And finally, Lord Gulliver's financial advisor, Noah Interest of Eisenbank.
No one of interest.
The murderer is within our midst!
Soames, get yourself under control, or I'll do it for you.
So sorry, Uncle.
So the three of you discovered Lord Gulliver's body simultaneously. Could you tell us the circumstances?
We came to inspect the property. My husband was interested in purchasing it as a vacation home. At first, we toured each floor together. Earl, myself, and these two. Until we reached this top floor. That is, my husband, a military history buff, became so enamored with this room that he showed no sign of leaving.
And so we escorted the madam down to the 5th floor to show her a bit more of the fort.
My word! Did you see him. He's like a child in a candy store.
And why shouldn't he be happy? Why, to have such a young and beautiful wife at his age. Lord Gulliver is a lucky man indeed.
Now, if you would allow me, madam, it would be my pleasure to show
Was
you
she
the fifth
cheating on
floor.
her husband?
No, if you don't mind, I'd like to look around on my own a bit.
Of course. As you wish, milady.
The Lord's a real character, isn't he? To think of buying a gloomy fort like this as a vacation home. And his wife. A young woman wanting to be left alone in this kind of place. She's an odd duck herself.
Well, I'll have not a bad word to say about either if they take this place off my hands.
Indeed.
Oh, back so soon, milady?
Yes, I've seen more than enough. Is my husband still upstairs?
Engrossed in the ambiance of the fort, no doubt. What say we go rouse him from his reverie?
And so no one had gone in or out of this room that whole time? If so, that would practically make this a bona fide locked room mystery.
Indeed so. Mr. Lesser and I were standing at the base of these stairs the entire time.
Precisely. And no one went past us to reach the upper floor.
And the murder weapon.
This single-edged dagger here, it was found on the floor beside the victim. It matches up to the stab wound as well.
I've got it! The murderer must have prepared a weapon of solid ice, which he or she then used to
Oh,
deal
shut up.
Genius, Sholmes. Then the ice would have melted, leaving us with no murder weapon.
The cause of death was clearly the stab wound. I'll thank you not to muddy our investigation with frivolous conjecture, Sholmes.
My dear Whitson,
Brilliant, Sholmes.
That's our rope, you fools! It says YHPD right on it!
do you see that there? The murderer is...
Sholmes, you know I would never.
Just having a laugh at your expense.
I hate to say it, but aren't those two just getting in the way?
You do well to ignore them. His parents begged me to give him a chance. I suspect it was much the same for you, Kunoichi Kikyo Pi.
Did Kikyo kill him?
To think that you became a private investigator. Well, I guess it's no more surprising than Heinkel working for the police. So tell me, how does the Silent Sleuth see this case? As talkative as ever. That's some trick to pull off an investigation without ever opening your mouth.
All we know at present is that the victim was stabbed in the back with no sign of any struggle. We can assume that the murderer was someone close to the late lord, which rules out Mr. Lesser, as the two had only just met today. However, that fat banker might be a different story. Mr. Entrus is worth looking at, as of course is the young wife. She has the most obvious motive, but we have no actual proof, not to mention how she could gain entry.
La vache.
That is simply astounding. I've never heard anyone speak so rapidly.
Yeah. It's been a while, but it never fails to leave an impression.
Sholmes, she spoke.
Right you are, old chum. I dare say we have just experienced the Silent Sleuth's ninja power.
But Kikyo, do you really think she could kill him in one go with those skinny arms?
Quite so.
You! Zip it! You know, Kikyo, the murderer must have been a pretty skilled assassin to pull this off. Someone as skilled as, say, you?
What?
Lord Gulliver was stabbed right through to the heart. To deal such a blow with a rusted and neglected knife, such as this one here, would surely take two hands and the full weight of a body behind it. Yet look at this. The silver blade is discolored and there's purple mottling at the base of the neck. Evidence that the blade was coated with some kind of poison. All the murderer had to do was scratch Gulliver's skin, and here, this cut on the victim's leather belt shows that there was at least one missed strike, a derelict weapon, a wasted poison, a needlessly difficult method of killing. In short, this murder was no experienced assassin, but a rank amateur.
Right, not at all your style. I'm sorry for suggesting it.
Well, that's nice.
Which leaves us with the wife as the prime suspect after.
Madam Golddigger, I'm afraid we'll need to take you into custody as a material witness.
You mean, as a suspect?
I can understand why you might say that. Madam, I do not enjoy using force.
What insight! What acumen! It pains me to discount my uncle's work. Do you not agree, my good Whitson?
Yeah, like that's like, you know, they'd have to be a pretty skilled assassin, like you. Like, no, this was clearly the work of an amateur. Like, I'm a professional, I wouldn't have done this. Like, good point.
That's all we've learned about Lord Gulliver, sir.
Carry on, then. We need to determine the motive, whether it was monetary or some personal grudge.
Inspector Heinkel, sir. We searched the walls from top to bottom, but found no evidence of any secret passages.
You gave them each a good whack, I trust?
A good what?
I'm asking whether you were thorough enough to give the walls a good hard knock or not. Then don't say you searched top to bottom. Get some more men and start knocking walls before I knock you one in the head. Leave not a single stone unturned.
Yes, sir.
Yep, you gotta find those hollow passages.
Uncle, I must say, my deductions have led me to believe that the murderer must have hidden beneath...
Oh, we have work to do, Sholmes. How about you, Idia?
I'd say the banker and the landowner both strike me as a bit suspicious.
You think so, Well, what have we found out?
Sir, we did a background check on Mr. Lesser, but found nothing particularly noteworthy. He seemed quite pleased with the prospect of having Lord Gulliver take both the land and the building off his hands. The same for the banker, Mr. Noah Entrust. He stood to gain nothing from Lord Gulliver's untimely death.
Any ties between the two?
None. They say that today was their first time meeting one another.
If those two weren't in cahoots, then this really is a locked room case. We've found no evidence to identify a suspect definitively.
The one who would benefit most from Lord Gulliver's death would be his wife, who stands to inherit all his massive wealth.
True, but would she really try something so obvious?
So you thought so too. Let's look into her story without any preconceived notions. Listen, men, every shred of evidence we gather brings us one step closer to catching our perp. A formal investigation is painstaking and laborious.
Yes, sir.
What command? What... Sorry, Aunt Kikyo, but I think the Force is the place. Surely you agree, my dear Whitson?
I like how even Whitson's just titled Sholmes at this point.
The poor woman. Material witness or no, to be confined to the very room in which one's husband was brutally murdered.
At least she should be safe, with the room being locked and all.
Keep watch on Madam Golddigger. No one comes up or down these stairs. Sholmes, what?
We thought to examine this floor and further...
By Jove, I think...
What?
Sorry.
Ugh.
Huh? What?
Before we knew it, she had dashed off somewhere.
Investigating downstairs.
I'm trying to think, the wife did know a secret passage to get back upstairs.
Oh, Miss Idia.
So,
I wouldn't say.
really? A best-selling miss... I'd say that's...
Perhaps. To be honest, the daughter of the...
Well, you know yourself.
They both have their own... Should I join the police, or should I use the... Miss Idia?
Well, basically, I bet whoever you turned down would try and convince you to reconsider.
Do you really think... Both my aunt and uncle... I've come to think that they...
Yeah, so I just skip through that. I don't want to listen to him anymore.
Oh, you're not with Sholmes?
We are fast friends and partners, but even we don't spend all our waking hours together. On a case, we stick to our own specialties and try not to interfere with each other's processes.
Your specialties?
Sholmes tends to rely on instinct and inspiration to make his deductions. I prefer to quietly analyze the details of a crime.
You also come from quite the family, huh?
Oh, please. Sholmes' grandfather was a... Sholmes' father, his mother. Sholmes comes... There are no Inspector Hankels or Silent Sleuth Kikyos among my relatives. Not that I'd expect the heirs to the houses of Lee.
So what are you gonna do?
Who knows? I can only do what
I see.
He's almost like a different person when he's not together with Sholmes.
Try to go on the stairs, didn't work.
Oh, Idia. I'll not be taking any ridiculous questions about why a knight like myself is now working for some backwater municipal police.
Hankel!
Do not worry. I have not betrayed your father's trust, nor have I turned my back on Eternia. My business is mine alone.
Murder.
I would not object to telling you the tale, but...
Inspector! You must see this, sir!
Understood. I'm on my way.
Hankel!
What more can you have to pester me about?
Just, why are you still wearing that? I mean, you don't usually see a crime scene investigator in full plate armor.
Good point.
Have you ever seen me in anything else? It'll take more than a job change to get me to lay these aside. Not to mention my great shield.
If you say so.
Sir!
Ah, can you simpletons go 1 minute without hounding me?
It's Madame Golddigger, sir. She's dead.
What's that you say?
Did?
I heard a noise and came running, but she was already cold.
Did she do this herself? A murder-suicide?
A fine mess this has become.
The madam is dead.
Madame Golddigger as well?
That's hardly...
Is it true?
Whitson! Quick!
Everyone's already here but you, Sholmes.
Hey.
So, Madame
And just why do you think that, Sholmes?
Call it a sixth sense? A flash of it? And it tells me now that, that the murderer is hiding beneath that table!
Come, Sholmes, even for you, that's a bit,
A note. I shall follow where you go.
She killed herself out of grief over the loss of her beloved husband?
No. This was surely planted by the murderer to lead us astray. A personal challenge from the true culprit.
Hang on. Where's the challenge in there?
There must be a hidden message.
There's only one sentence!
Go! We start the investigation from the top.
Nothing quite like a murder mystery, huh? Stalwart Shields. The native of Hochschild. Pretty sure he is. He's of age as Commander Goodman. So Captain Hankel and the commander could be childhood friends. One was shield specialist, the other commander of the shield bearers. Do you think they ever what? You know, comparing shield sizes, that sort of thing. I'm sure they may have been rivals of a sort. Not that we'll ever know for sure. Uncle would never talk much about his life before joining up with Sadochi. Wait, I got it. They are rivals for Eleanor's hand. I like that. A duel of passion atop Eisenbridge, 3 days and nights, not a gip an inch. I feel like I've heard that sentence before. But Lady Victory looked upon young Goodman's favor. And Hanko, bearing the shame of defeat, stole away from Hosto, never to return. Dun dun dun! He bopped me on the head with a gauntlet. You wouldn't give up. The truth is out there. They're constructing this elaborate romance story. And then Hanko's just like, shut up!
Hanko, how sure are we that this room is really secure?
We've been over every inch and found not a single hidden passage. It's a sealed chamber if I ever saw one.
Kikyo, you stayed here when you were with the Black Blades, didn't you? How well did you all know the fort?
When I was stationed here as part of the Black Blades covert forces, I knew every hidden passage in this fort. It appears, however, that there have been renovations since then, which could very well mean...
All right, listen up. I want you to go over every square inch of this room with a fine-tooth comb.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Uncle Heinkel.
What is it this time, Sholm?
I just thought, perhaps we should consult with Mr. Lesser. He is the owner of the fort.
That's a good idea.
Renovations? I'm afraid any such work would have occurred before I acquired the property.
But you should have records showing the name of the former owner, yes? The one who carried out said renovations?
Yes, I believe I do.
I thought as much. Just as you should have records of the two of us working here.
That's true enough.
I remember it well. We was...
Why, yes.
You heard the man. Go to Mr. Lesser's office and bring me the names of everyone involved with the renovation work.
Yes, sir.
Not too shabby, Sholmes. You might have what it takes to pull off an investigation.
I wonder, am I best suited to the light, or am I destined to become...
I feel like private investigator would work more. Don't know why.
Sholmes, I think you should... There's something to be said for structure and teamwork, but work on your own like Kikyo, and you'll have to fend for yourself. Do that, and you'll have a bright, crime-solving future ahead of you.
Why, yes. When you put it that way, I'll dedicate myself to...
What is this nonsense? A fine pair you make.
Heinkel!
You may come from a great family. Perhaps you've been caught up in this fool's starry-eyed dream. Just a load I'd expect from...
Rude.
Shut your mouth, maggot! Persist in this...
Yep, let's take him on. Let's fight him.
Fine then.
Okay.
You... Hey,
Okay. Get rid of those guys. Great. Excellent. Okay. Okay, see how much health this guy has left. Hopefully not a lot. Okay. So it seems he only does physical damage. Okay. Wow, they didn't take him out immediately. That's honestly surprising. And that does. Okay. We should end it hopefully. A lot more annoying than it could have been. Or should have been, I should say.
Can't believe I lost.
Who are you?
The game is up, Whitson. There's no place for you to run.
What?
What?
You always hated it when I followed my Aunt Kikyo's lead, using my instinct to deduce the truth. That's because you were always afraid that I just might notice something suspicious about you. Like the fact that you observed a certain feature of this fort when we worked here 2 years ago.
Looks like the ruse is up then.
Whoa.
When your biggest dream was to be some glorified flatfoot, I thought I could let it slide. But I knew I'd be in trouble once you started to truly hone your keen intuition.
What have you done with Heinkel?
I don't have to answer to you.
Get back here! A secret passage.
So they found the real Heinkel tied up in one of the fort's hidden corridors?
Yeah. I'm just relieved that he wasn't hurt. Sholmes says he was lured out by a false promise of information, then ambushed and taken captive.
But in the end, we still don't know the truth of what happened?
Well, thanks to Inspector Heinkel's investigation, several facts have come to light.
Lord Gulliver's murder was the sole work of Madame Goldiga, who was after his fortune from the beginning. She heard about the hidden corridor from Whitson. Apparently those two have a history together.
She just happened to hear about it?
Whitson mentioned the corridors when Lady Goldiga told him that her husband planned to purchase Starkford. Perhaps he also mentioned how ideally suited it was for staging the perfect murder.
A murder she then decided to carry out.
Whatever he knew or didn't know, Whitson hurried to the crime scene under the pretense of investigating with Sholmes. Then Madame Golddigger misread his intentions, thinking he was there to help her. She tried over and over to get him on her side. In the end, she even tried threatening him.
But what about the note we found?
There were quite a few theories flying around about that note, weren't there?
The truth seems to be that Lord Gulliver wrote that note himself.
He did?
I guess coming to Starkford and getting caught up in its history sparked the creative urge in him. That note was from a novel he was working on.
Oh, so it was just a red herring.
Forgive me. It's my...
Apologizing for a bad hunch? Who are you, and what did you do with the real Sholmes?
Oh.
I'll take that as a compliment. I've opened my own detective agency, right? I've solved a number of cases already.
Moving up in the world, aren't we?
But wait,
What?
I just saw Yunohana's finest hurrying off in quite the rush. One of Aunt Kikyo's blades. Go it alone this time, is it? It seems she wants me to handle this case on my own.
Huh. He's turned out to be the real deal.
Yeah. Neat.
Oh, Kikyo.
He always had a good sense for catching the relevant details of a case, but he's also surprisingly good at looking beyond his own preconceived notions. He even comes out with some, if it's true that blood will out, but he just might very well live up to the legacy of our family. I would be surprised if he ends up even surpassing his grandfather one day, even if he lacks somewhat in the areas of common sense and social graces. Always calling me Dear Aunt Kikyo. I feel obligated to come to every crime scene with a batch of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies.
Sounds to me like you're pretty proud of him.
It seems you chose well,
Yep. Not bad if I do say so myself. And I'm relieved that I gave Sholmes good advice for his future, too.
Excuse me, can I...
Make that 2. One for me, too.
Coming right up!
But there's only 4 of...
Well, that went very quick. Alright, well, that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. And next episode, we'll figure out where we're going next, honestly. So hopefully you enjoyed it. This little murder mystery. So if you did, leave a like on this video. Comment down below on, like, did you figure it out before anyone else? I feel like the names were a bit on point, you know? Gold Digger. No one of interest. It's almost as absurd of a name as Philip Glass for a bartender. Either way, I will see you guys on the next episode. Don't forget to go check out my other series on my channel. I'm starting a new mod of Dark Souls 2. Hopefully you enjoy it. And I'm sure my brother Zio would enjoy your company over on his Twitch channel. And I'd enjoy you guys' company if you, hit that subscribe button, please. I really want to see if I can reach 200 subscribers before New Year's. Let's see if we can't make that happen.